WJR News Time, 5:55. Let's check out traffic, and here's Dana Clark.
Traffic looking good out there, Dick. Accident-free. Minor delay in Detroit along Jefferson eastbound between Woodward and Randolph. Hines Drive, of course, shut down in both directions between Ann Arbor Trail and Outer Drive. It is flooded there. Also shut down 75 at McNichols because of those major monster potholes. Road being closed so that those potholes can be repaired. I'm Dana Clark, WJR Traffic First on the 5s.
From the WJR Weather Center.
Patchy freezing drizzle possible for us here this morning. Otherwise cloudy and milder today with scattered showers near 50 this afternoon. Mid-30s tonight. Cloudy, colder, upper 30s Saturday. Rain Saturday night. Partly cloudy, windy, and around 50 Sunday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ken Boone on News Talk 760 WJR.
35 degrees at Detroit Metro. WJR News Time, 5:56. Well, SpaceX has launched a Falcon 9 rocket at the Vandenberg Air Force Base, Southern California, and Jim Roop reports it's carrying an experimental payload.
It lit up the early Thursday morning skies of Southern California. The SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket shot into the sky and into what SpaceX firmware engineer Tom Pradero explains is a sun-synchronous polar orbit.
So that it passes over the north and the south poles. Certain types of polar orbits, like this one, a sun-synchronous orbit, keeps the orbit's plane directly in line with the sun. This allows any satellite that's in a sun-synchronous orbit to see all points of the Earth from exactly the same lighting conditions as illuminated by the sun.
This will be great for the Spanish government's Earth observation satellite known as PAZ that Falcon 9 carried, which means peace. But what was also in the Falcon 9 payload were experimental or demonstration satellites, which are part of Elon Musk's vision he's named Starlink.
The long-term goal is to create a comprehensive global communication system that provides high bandwidth, low latency connectivity anywhere in the world and provides cross-links through the satellites so that you can have improved long-distance internet.
So a space-based internet access system. Now, this is not new. There's already such an animal of a different species, if you will, through 3 geostationary satellites. Geostationary is a lot higher in space than the low Earth orbit, similar to the orbit of the International Space Station. The geostationary satellites are about 22,000 miles above Earth, whereas the low Earth satellites are between 400 to 1,600 miles above the Earth. Each geostationary satellite covers roughly 40% of the Earth, which is why there are 3 of them for Exceed Internet Service, which has about 700,000 customers. Musk's system will be a series of about 12,000 low Earth satellites to provide access to the World Wide Web worldwide. Why? Well, he has to pay for his plan to make humans a multi-planet species, starting with his missions to Mars. So he hopes to help fund that plan with revenue from Starlink.
I think the long-term potential of it is pretty great.
And he hopes to have Starlink up and running by 2024. Jim Roop, Los Angeles.
The women of Team USA figure skating are going home without any individual Olympic medals. The Russian skaters took top 2 places, gold and silver. The bronze went to Canada.
It was not to be for the 3 women of Team USA. They didn't get the miracle they needed after disappointing short program performances. There were plenty of American spectators trying to will them on, though, like Ryan Hayes and Wendy Mudzinski.
They gave us our best. That's all we can ask as U.S. fans.
You know what? We're here to support them no matter what.
Russian fans were waving their flag high, even though their athletes competed under the Olympic flag.
It's the best feels on these Olympic Games for us.
I think sport is out of politics, and that's why we are here.
For them, it was vindication in the wake of the government-sponsored doping program. Steve Kastenbaum at the Gangnam Ice Arena in Pyeongchang.
Are traffic jams from icy roads making you want to scream this winter? Well, don't just get salty. Get some actual salt instead. Applying salt to icy, snowy, and slushy pavement makes something to shout about. Icy roads end where salt begins. Yes, it's true what they say. Everything's better with a little salt. Find out why at alittlesalt.org.
I hate water softeners.
This is the great voice of the Great Lakes. News Talk 760 WJR Detroit.
Potholes, a public health hazard. I'm Dick Hafner, WJR News. Many roads are undrivable due to potholes, as you know. The crumbling roads around here are causing accidents. Streets and freeways have to be closed on very short notice. Streets and freeways like I-75, part of it, a service of family, heating, cooling, and electrical. Family is not just their name, it's the way they do business. A boil water advisory for Northville has been lifted. flooding, closing roads, and triggering some evacuations in mid-Michigan. Lansing and the township area around there declaring states of emergency. There's flooding throughout the city of Lansing, East Lansing, Okemos, and Eaton County. Many residents have had to evacuate their homes. The heavy rain, coupled with snow melting from the warmer temperatures, pushing the water into streams and rivers because ground is still frozen. Heavy rains and melting snow pushed the Red Cedar River up several feet over its banks. As a result, part of the Michigan State campus underwater. Some classes have had to move. Several regions all across the U.S. continue to get inundated with rain, especially in the Midwest. The armed sheriff's deputy was assigned to the Florida high school. There already was an armed deputy, a resource officer at the high school where the massacre occurred, and the deputy failed to enter the building during the attack. Here's reporter Martin Savage.
Apparently, there had been an investigation underway by the Broward County Sheriff's Office. Scott Israel is the sheriff. That officer, according to their investigation, did nothing for at least several minutes while the gunfire was going on, while children and staff were being murdered inside the building. He said that the officer could be seen outside the building. It was his duty to intervene. He did not.
We'll hit the roads in just a minute. WJR News Time 6:04. But first, here's Steve Courtney Sports.
All right, Richard. From a point standpoint, the Buffalo Sabres, the second worst hockey club in the National Hockey League. That didn't stop them from coming into Little Caesars Arena last night, getting a 3-2 overtime win over the Winged Wheelers. Marco Scandella scores with a second left in overtime. Up next, the Carolina Hurricanes will be at LCA. That'll be 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Well, the Detroit Tigers open up with a victory over the Florida Southern Moccasins in the annual exhibition. Now the Tigers travel to Tampa to take on who? That would be the New York Stanks. That'll be 1:05 this afternoon. Canada's Jocelyn Larocque apologizes for taking off the silver medal after that loss to the United States in hockey. Meanwhile, Elena Zagatova, as we stick with Pyeongchang, she wins figure skating gold for Russia. She's 15 years of age. The Pistons and Celtics will get things going tonight at LCA. 7 o'clock is the start time. Pistons 28 and 29. They are 9th in the East, a game and a half behind Miami for the 8th and final postseason spot. Please note, 15 of the next 25 games for the Pistons will be on the road. Steve Courtney, WJR Sports. Traffic and weather first on the 5s with Dana coming up.
Let's go to Dana Clark.
Traffic first is sponsored by Parks Maintenance. Jefferson eastbound, slow between Woodward and Randolph. Also seeing delays in Roseville along 12-mile eastbound between Gratiot and 94. Construction along your 96.
760 WJR.
This WJR weather forecast is brought to you by North Bloomfield Properties. Trust them to manage your rental property and enjoy your weekends again.
This report is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Great news! There's a quick way you could save money. Switch to Geico. Geico could help you get great coverage at a great price, and it only takes 15 minutes to see if you could save 15% or more on car insurance. Go to geico.com today and see how much you could save.
Steve Courtney for Bill Brown Ford in Livonia. This month you can lease a 2018 Ford F-150 Super Crew 4x4 XLT luxury truck for only $233 a month. See dealer for details. Bill Brown Ford, they don't just talk, they listen. Go to BillBrownFord.com.
Brought to you by Debt Hotline. Are you buried in credit card debt or student loan debt? Learn how to reduce your debt to a fraction of what you owe. Call Debt Hotline now for free advice.
Test 1, 2, test.
800-471-0216. 800-471-0216.
I hear
Stock
you.
market benchmark futures are up after a nice gain yesterday on the Dow. 35 degrees. I'm Dick Hafner, WJR News. More news at 6:30 or whenever news breaks.
It's the Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon, presented by the Ford Motor Company Fund on News Talk 760 WJR, doing the most good for Michigan families in need. Call and pledge now at 248-528-0760 or visit salmish.org. Here's Paul W. Smith.
Well, a very good Friday morning to you. That's right. It's Friday, February 23rd, the 54th day of 2018. There are 311 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. This one very special. It's our WJR Salvation Army's 31st annual Bed and Bread Club Radiothon. And it's happening right here on News Talk 760 WJR. we invite you to visit us at the Imagine Theater in Novi. And we'll be here as a force from 6 a.m. till 10 p.m. Ann and I will be here from 6 till 10 this morning and from 6 till 10 tonight. As the founder of this Radiothon has the flu. Dick Burton has the flu and unfortunately will not be able to be here with us. The gang is all here, however. I'm happy to say that Dick Hafner just regaled us with extra long news starting at 5 this morning. Thank you, Richard, for that.
Good morning, Paul W.
Good morning to you. Of course, Steve Courtney is right alongside, as he is every year.
Paul,
Stevie,
nice to see you, my friend.
nice to be back. Thanks for taking care of business while I was gone. Dana Clark, keeping an eye on the roadways, and depending on the temperature and the rain, should be okay. Dana, I hope it's
back,
okay.
Paul W. Happy Friday.
Thank you. Nice to be back. And, of course, host of programs, senior producer for the radio station over all the other producers, and our executive producer, Ann Thomas.
Good morning, Dub.
Good morning, Ann. Nice to see you. Nice to be back with you here.
Welcome back. We missed you.
I missed you guys. I always do when I'm away from work. And I have to tell you the truth, though. Being gone for a week and driving on good roads made it more infuriating when I came back. And from the airport last night to Grosse Pointe, from Grosse Pointe to Bloomfield Hills, it is absolutely appalling. It should be embarrassing to anyone who holds a public office, the people we pay money to. I don't know about you, but I'm not undertaxed by any stretch of the imagination. And for the people in positions of power to let our roads get to this point is actually criminal.
It's
a
crazy,
public
isn't
health
it?
hazard.
It's dangerous.
I've had 4 flat tires in the last 2 years. I'm not getting another one, but you know what? I veered just spontaneously off of a pothole that you could have built a condominium in or had a swimming pool. And I veered, and I realized just how sharp my turn was. And I thought, my God, I could have hit somebody either way. Now I'm paying attention to what's on either side of me. But for God's sakes, you know what? We ought to shut down this part of Michigan for a day. And for lost productivity, charge the state of Michigan, the federal government, the counties, and anyone else who has responsibility for the roads. Get everybody off the road for one day and fix the damn roads. Once and for all, fix the roads. I don't want to hear excuses. What? We have frost thaw? Oh, my God, that's shocking news. Are you kidding me? Do you think we're the only place that has frost thaw?
Mm-mm.
I mean, are you kidding me? These roads are an embarrassment. We put the world on wheels, and we can't drive our cars, our wheels, on these roads safely.
You know, there's been times that we've said, it's never been this bad.
It has never been this bad. But now, it has been too many years that we've been saying it's never been this bad.
Have we finally gotten to that point where truly it's never been this bad? It's pathetic.
Shut down the state for one day and fix all of the roads. If we can't do that, then we've got the wrong people in office. I don't want to hear excuses. I don't want to hear you don't have enough money. Remember the tax on the gas that went up? Remember all of that? Remember the fees that have gone up for the roads? And then I'm hearing him say, well, in 2020 or 2021, we're going to have $600 million for the roads. Are you kidding me?
We need it now.
You may be able to shut down the state for a year and still not fix all the roads.
Glad I got that off my chest. And Major Russ Sjogren is here going, what's happening? Is Paul having a nervous breakdown? You come back from vacation, you're supposed to be rested and happy.
It was a rough commute for you.
It was a rough commute. And this morning was no better, and it's in the dark. And
oh, you really missed it, Paul W., when it was raining for like 3 days.
And foggy.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
I'm really sorry I missed all that. We're coming back with the Major in just a moment at 6:13 at WJR.
What are the 6 powerful words that'll put a smile on anyone's face?
One Powerball ticket coming right up.
Here's something more to smile about.
Saturday's Powerball jackpot is $269 million. Get your ticket today.
It's official. Newsmax TV is America's fastest-growing cable news channel. More than 50 million U.S. homes get Newsmax TV for the real news on the Trump revolution. With smart analysis from Mike Reagan, Alan Dershowitz, David Horowitz, Bernie Carrick, Nancy Brinker, and the best conservative minds in America. Tune into Newsmax TV now on Dish 216, DirecTV 349, UVerse 1220, and Fios 615. If you don't get Newsmax TV, call your cable operator today. Tell them you want Newsmax TV.
Barbara visits the bed and bread truck but takes nothing for herself or her family. She does help feed some homeless kids in this neighborhood.
I come down every now and then. We have some children in the neighborhood that I know that's not getting a full meal. And if I could catch the truck, I will.
Oh, how many kids?
Well, at least 6, 7.
You take care of 6 kids in the neighborhood?
6 or 7, yeah.
You feed them and you help come to the truck with them, too?
Yeah, there's no problem. Oh. It's no problem. I've been blessed.
It's a wonderful thing you do. It's a wonderful thing what the truck does, too.
It's beautiful what the truck do. I appreciate seeing the trucks and knowing that they're feeding, because there's quite a few homeless people around here. And, over the winter, I provide certain things for them. Like I said, we originally started with the socks and then the caps, and then the truck was giving out caps and trucks and things sometimes.
Right now people are listening to us live. What do you tell them who are donating?
Donate as much as you can. It's helpful. You'll be blessed.
Yes, okay. They will.
All right, dear. Thank you.
If you'd like to donate, give us a call right now. The lines are open. 248-528-0760. On Gunston and St. Patrick on Detroit's East Side, Ken Rogulski, WJR News.
Protecting data across modern decentralized networks presents challenges that traditional backup solutions can't handle. At best, you'll waste time and money managing multiple solutions. At worst, gaps in coverage will leave your data vulnerable. Barracuda Backup is a single cloud-integrated solution that simplifies the backup process and allows data replication to anywhere on your network, a private cloud, Barracuda's cloud, or to the AWS public cloud. Reclaim your data. Try Barracuda Backup free at barracuda.com/backup.
We're here raising money. You call 248-528-0760, 248-528-0760, or you can text BREAD. That's easy enough, isn't it? BREAD to 91999, 91999 here at the WJR 31st Annual Bed and Bread Club Radiothon, presented by Ford Motor Company Fund. Let's find out how you're doing on the roadways and with the potholes. Dana Clark and our WJR traffic and weather first on the 5s. Miss Dana?
Traffic First, sponsored by the Ancient Rome exhibit at Cranbrook Institute of Science. Cranbrook Institute of Science invites you to witness an epic era of fearsome gladiators, powerful emperors, and larger-than-life machines. With Ancient Rome, Age of the Caesars, presented by Flagstar Bank. Let the games begin. Activities for all ages. Visit science.cranbrook.edu. 94 westbound after Van Dyke. Accident blocking the center lane and right lane. 12-mile eastbound slow between Gratiot and 94. Also seeing some brake lights in Detroit along Jefferson eastbound between Woodward and Randolph. Traffic First, sponsored by Debt Hotline. Are you buried in credit card or student loan debt? Learn how to reduce your debt to a fraction of what you owe. Call now for free advice. 800-471-0216. 800-471-0216. I'm Dana Clark, WJR Traffic First on the 5s.
From the WJR Weather Center.
Patchy freezing drizzle possible this morning. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies today with scattered showers. It'll be milder this afternoon as temperatures top out near 50. Cloudy in mid-30s tonight. Cloudy, colder, upper 30s Saturday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ken Boone on News Talk 760 WJR.
And I currently have 35 degrees. And Stevie was just telling me, I don't know what I missed, when it rained nonstop for 2 days and there was fog and all the potholes filled with water and you could not see them.
A complete mess.
That had to be unbelievable.
There were some spots with heavy-duty potholes, Dub, that you had 10, 11, 12 cars off to the side that hit
unacceptable, 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 unacceptable. Our infrastructure is falling apart. We have another in Livonia area. We have a water main break.
Multiple water main breaks.
Boiling water. I mean, are you kidding me? With what we pay, to have all of this stuff falling apart, it is unacceptable. And if you're in an elected office that has anything to do with any of this, which means almost any elected office, shame on you, and we're not going to take it anymore. All right, off our chest. Major Russ Sjogren is here, showing great restraint. I arrived with the Major as we found our way into this beautiful Imagine Theater Novi. You're welcome to join us here. It's a lot of fun to stop by throughout the day, right up until 10 tonight.
There's plenty of room, that's for sure.
There are. We are seated amongst a large auditorium. Is this the largest screen?
It is.
It is the largest screen in anywhere close by, that's for sure. I don't think I've seen one this big before. No matter what we're doing, you call us at 248-528-0760, 248-528-0760. A bunch of folks here early in the morning waiting for your call, and I don't hear any phones ringing. Let's get them going, and we get it started early, and we get a good base here. And when you do make a donation, you've got some wonderful things, Major, you can tell our WJR listeners about, some incentives, especially the one I have in front of me. For those of you watching at WJR.com, you have a pretty good view of it. But tell us, Major.
Yes, I will. It is a great incentive, and I think that it's very useful for everyone. It is a hot and cold thermos, and it's has a leather casing around it.
Beautiful leather casing.
As you can see, the logo there of the Bed and Bread WJR Radiothon. And so if you give your money for that, for $20 a month, that is what we're trying to push there. You get you feed 10 people for nearly a month with that, so that you can't go wrong with that. So you get something in return, but certainly the most important thing is the 10 people a month that are fed. And if you want to give on text bread, as you mentioned before, to 91999 and give $20, that will feed then 10 people for nearly a month. Just for that at $20. So that's the incentive, and it's worthwhile. I have one myself, and it works splendidly, both with hot and cold.
This is in case
beverage.
you get stuck in a pothole.
Oh, there's
you'll have an emergency
yeah.
thermos with hot or cold beverages.
You'll have your lunch right there with you. So,
feed 10 people for nearly a month at $240 a year, and receive a personal thermos as our thank you. So $20 a month would be a wonderful donation. You get the thermos, and we'd like you to do that now. This Salvation Army providing more than 130,000 nights of shelter annually, serving more than 1.3 million meals annually. And the Bed and Bread meals are often the only meal that people get each day. So please bear that in mind and join us. The phone bank sponsor, DTE Energy Foundation, and the overall presenting sponsor for this wonderful event, the Ford Motor Company Fund. And you know by now, because he's been on with us so many times, the head of the Ford Motor Company Fund, Jim Vella, joins us, president of Ford Motor Company Fund. And good Friday morning to you, Jim, and thanks for all your support for all you do.
Hey, good morning, Paul W. Welcome back from vacation. We missed you.
Nice to be back. I got to tell you, when you drive for a week on roads that you can actually drive on and you come back to our roads, it makes it really, really bad.
Yeah, it's kind of really ridiculous when you think about it. My whole road is a pothole, I think.
Yeah, it's ridiculous and it's unacceptable, and I don't know about you, but I'm not going to accept it anymore. And look, you're a part of the Ford Motor Company with the Ford Motor Company Fund. We build the vehicles that put the world on wheels, and we can't even drive the vehicles that we build on our own roads. Don't even get me started. I think I've been started already. But here you are with the philanthropic arm of Ford Motor Company, overseeing Ford's funds, expanding the global outreach, and always giving back to our community. And you're certainly doing that, Jim, today by being the presenting sponsor of the Bed and Bread Club Radiothon here on WJR.
Yeah, we give to a lot of different causes around the world, but, there's nothing that I think touches our heart more and more important than sharing food with others. It's a pretty basic act, but, there are so many people today who are going to receive some food from the Major's team out on the Bed and Bread truck, and that it's just amazing when you go out there I was listening earlier to Ken's report from the lady who brought her 7 children out there. And think about that. You know, we take food for granted sometimes. You know, I'm sure everybody listening has already had something to eat this morning, but a lot of people don't. So we really, really, really need everybody. I think everybody can afford to contribute something. Give up a Starbucks coffee today and dial in or text the money that you were going to spend on that. Get your kids involved, get their schools involved. We really, really are asking today for the community to come together. Maybe we can't fix the potholes today, but we can feed a whole heck of a lot of people.
Couldn't have said it any better. We appreciate that. We salute you, Jim, and we'll see you a little later today.
Okay, have a good morning, and thanks for all your help, and Tom O'Brien and everybody there at the WJR. We couldn't do this without you.
Jim Vella, president of the Ford Motor Community Fund. They present this Radiothon, and we appreciate it. They want to hear the phones ringing over there at the DTE Energy Foundation phone bank, 248-528-0760, 248-528-0760, or text to give at BREAD to 91999. That's BREAD to 91999. And we're waiting for the phones to ring and for the texts to come in. We go till 10 o'clock tonight, but we found in years gone by that the base that we can build from 6 till 10 this morning will help us tonight when, in fact, we're back in for Dick Purton from 6 till 10 tonight. So right now, 6 till 10 this morning, get it going, 6 till 10 tonight, and all day long, our WJR team will be here to help raise money for the Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club. 6:25 at WJR. We check our WJR traffic and weather first on the 5s and Dana Clark.
Traffic first sponsored by Oxyam Wi-Fi problems, email issues, or
My dad has a positive outlook on life. My mom has long range goals. My mom is scared for our future. My dad can see possibilities even though life is difficult. My mama sometimes I feel so low. My mama has big and twitch. Caring for your family's needs. While building a strong future can be challenging, the Salvation Army will walk alongside of you and your family journey. Are you ready for hope? Take the first step.
Years of business in 2018. The Troy dealership is providing 3 incentive items to Lucky Bed and Bread Club Radiothon supporters. A 24-month lease of a 2018 Ford Escape for 21,000 miles of lease-free travel, free use of a 2018 Ford Escape, Ford Fusion or Ford F-150 truck, both 7- and 10-day rentals for use all at one time or a couple of days here and there through the end of the year. And anyone who donates to the Radiothon until 10 tonight, online, by phone, text, in person, come on out to Imagine Theater in Novi. All of you will be eligible when you make that donation, eligible for the lease and both rentals. The lucky winners will be drawn and notified on Monday. And what a pleasure it is to welcome Dean Sellers, Jr., owner of Dean Sellers Ford, to the WJR Bed and Bread Club Radiothon. And while we're talking, you keep calling, 248-528-0760. Call now, 248-528-0760. I know you mean to call later, but if you don't call now, you might forget. You get caught up in the day. You hit a pothole. You have to go get your tires changed. So do it now while you're thinking of it. 248-528-0760. Dean, thank you for your support again. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, Paul. Good morning.
Good morning to you. How did you guys get involved?
So we were notified by a gentleman, Brad Simmons, who's
good old Brad from Ford Motor Company.
Yes, yeah. Brad is knows my brother Blair, who works with us, and said, "Hey, there's a great program going on this month, the Bed and Bread Radiothon, and we'd like you to get involved." So we gave him a call, and this is how we got hooked up with you guys. So we appreciate it. Thank you for allowing us to come on this morning. But I think you took my whole speech.
Uh-oh.
You kind of covered everything in good detail. So appreciate that.
That's bad, but I didn't mean to do that. You mean by telling our listeners about the incentives?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Or the speech on potholes.
No. We know about the potholes. But, just to reiterate, Paul, we were so excited at the dealership. We're celebrating our 70th year of business. And to commemorate this, every month we're doing a little give back to the community that's been so helpful in making us successful. And one of the things we're doing this month is specifically helping Salvation Army, specifically with the Bed and Bread Radiothon. And like you mentioned, one of the main things that we're doing is the giveaway of the 2-year lease. So anyone making a donation today supporting the Radiothon will have a chance of winning this wonderful new vehicle. So, yeah, the main thing is we got to get the callers to call in. We got to get the texts. You guys have a big job today, but I'm sure you can do it with all your efforts. That's for sure.
And
but also, Paul, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That was Major Russ Sjogren.
I don't want to miss out on what also Dean Sellers Ford is donating, and that is a portion of the proceeds from every new Ford model the dealership sells today. You want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, for sure. So actually starting today through the end of the month, any new vehicle sold, any new Ford sold, a portion of the proceeds will be donated back to the Salvation Army of Eastern Michigan.
Wonderful.
Wow.
So that's another way. After the Radiothon ends, come on to the dealership, and if you're in the market for a new vehicle, we'd love to help you out, and you'll be donating to a worthy cause as well.
Well, that's excellent. That's so good of you. Congratulations to Dean Sellers Ford in marking 70 years of business here in 2018. 24-month lease of a 2018 Ford Escape for 21,000 miles of lease-free travel. Free use of a 2018 Ford Escape, Ford Fusion, or Ford F-150 truck, both 7- and 10-day rentals. And anyone who donates to the Radiothon until 10 o'clock tonight, online, by phone, in person, is eligible for the lease in both rentals. The lucky winners will be drawn and notified next week. I salute you and thank you, Dean Sellers Jr. Best to your brother Blair and the whole family. Thank you for your support in the community, and happy 70th anniversary.
Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it.
Dean Sellers Jr. here on WJR at 631.
760 WJR News. Dick Hafner.
City of Livonia is under a boil water advisory because of water main breaks that even had to close roads.
The water was just gushing up. They didn't even block it off yet. It was going all on the freeway. It was crazy. It piled up pretty fast. It started coming in the parking lot right here and had nowhere to go.
I-96 had to close for several hours, but it's back open. Crews are working on the problems. A boil water alert for Redford has now been lifted, but flooding has closed many roads in mid-Michigan, Lansing Township, Okemos, declaring states of emergency to warn of the rising waters. The Red Cedar River way over its banks. Parts of Michigan State campus is underwater, and they've had to even change buildings for classes, and some of the classes have had to be canceled. The public health hazard, which is our roads. The potholes are everywhere. They're wrecking tires and wheels, drivers' patience, and pocketbooks are being emptied.
Dealership service departments are jammed with customers bent out of shape with pothole damage. Brian Legowski is with Suburban Ford on Woodward.
I get multiple a day, at least a half a dozen to a dozen cars per day with tire issues from the roads.
Is it just tires?
Wheels, some suspension parts, but mainly tires.
Sometimes you just can't avoid a pothole, but Legowski says buying wheel and tire insurance with your car purchase is a good way to prevent damage to your wallet. In Ferndale, Ken Rogulski, WJR News.
Police say somebody fired a shot at a Detroit DDOT bus on the east side. State police are investigating. The school, where last week's massacre occurred in Florida, had an armed sheriff's deputy on the premises as a resource officer. It didn't help. Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel says the deputy who was on duty at the high school has resigned. 2 others are on restriction for failures to stop the killer.
He went on his, I think he got on his radio at a point in time, and he took up a position where it looked like he could see the westernmost entry into the building and stayed where he was. Never went in. Devastated, sick to my stomach. There are no words.
The special counsel Robert Mueller filing new criminal charges against the former Trump campaign aides Paul Manafort and Rick Gates. WJR News Time 6:34. Here's Steve Courtney, Sports.
All right, Richard, thank you. Marco Scandella scores with a second left in overtime, lifting the Sabres to a 3-2 win over the Red Wings last night at Little Caesars Arena. Jimmy Howard, 27 saves. Red Wings will now welcome the Hurricanes. That'll be 7 o'clock tomorrow night at LCA. Meanwhile, the Tigers had the annual exhibition game with the Moccasins of Florida Southern. They had to come from behind, but they did. Tigers win at 6-1. They'll be in Tampa, 1:05 this afternoon to face the New York Stankies. Now, Alina Zagatova wins figure skating gold for Russia at the tender age of 15. How about that? The Pistons, they're back at it tonight. Finally, 7 o'clock start at Little Caesars Arena. They play host to the Boston Celtics. Keep in mind, the Pistons play 15 of their remaining 25 games on the road as they try to get into postseason position. College hoops last night. Drexel overcomes a 34-point deficit to beat Delaware. That is the largest comeback in D1 history. Steve Courtney, WJR Sports. Traffic and weather first on the 5s up next.
WJR News Time 6:35, and here's Dana Clark.
Traffic first is sponsored by North Bloomfield Properties. North Bloomfield Properties is the area's most recommended full-service property management team. North Bloomfield Properties are experts in advertising, cleaning, maintaining, and repairing your rental property. Trust them to take care of your investment, and you can enjoy your weekends again. Visit northbloomfield.com. 94 westbound after Van Dyke accident, working to clear that center lane and right lane. 96 westbound express ramp to M39. That ramp is shut down for road work. And 75 at McNichols, that also shut down to fix those monster potholes. Traffic first sponsored by Page Publishing. Have you written a book? Learn how to get it published and potentially sold online and at bookstores. Call Page Publishing now for your free book publishing kit. 800-470-4833. I'm Dana Clark, WJR Traffic First on the 5s.
From the WJR Weather Center.
Patchy freezing drizzle possible this morning. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies today with scattered showers. It'll be milder this afternoon as temperatures top out near 50. Cloudy in mid-30s tonight. Cloudy, colder, upper 30s Saturday. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ken Boone on News Talk 760 WJR.
Now 35 degrees. Stock market benchmarks are up.
This report is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Great news! There's a quick way you could save money. Switch to Geico. Geico could help you get great coverage at a great price, and it only takes 15 minutes to see if you could save 15% or more on car insurance. Go to geico.com today and see how much you could save.
Wow. Friday's Mega Millions jackpot is $204 million. Play Mega Millions at your Michigan Lottery retailer or online at MichiganLottery.com.
Hi, I'm Craig Moran, General Manager at Crestview Cadillac in Rochester with great news. Our 2018 XT5 crossover leases now start at only $269 a month. XT5s may be $359 a month on TV, but our XT5 leases start at $269 a month. We can still upgrade you into the ultimate sedan, the CT6, for $479 a month. You'll never need a service appointment here, and you always get a new Cadillac loaner. Please see us right now at Crestview Cadillac in Rochester and at CrestviewCadillac.com.
General Motors hourly workers get their profit-sharing checks today. I'm Dick Hafner, WJR News. More news at 7 or whenever news breaks.
It's the Salvation Army Bed and Bread Club Radiothon, presented by the Ford Motor Company Fund on News Talk 760 WJR, doing the most good for Michigan families in need. Call and pledge now at 248-528-0760 or visit salmish.org. Here's Paul W. Smith.
We got to get those phones ringing. These folks came in the middle of the night to be here with us. Now 6:38, 248-528-0760. Steve Courtney is over with the phone bank people, the DTE Energy Foundation phone bank, and wondering why the phones aren't ringing yet.
First of all, Paul, let me just say this with a great deal of confidence. I think this is the best-looking group of volunteers that we've ever had. They are awake.
You think they're buying that line?
They are spry, and they are waiting for the phones to ring. So can we make that happen, please? And please, let me just
let's have some noise from them if they're awake and spry. And let's go. Let's get some noise.
There's proof that when you call, you're talking to real human beings. Unlike, some of the calls you make that you talk to machines. If you'd like to make a donation, press 1. Now then, a $5,000 match from a friend of the Radiothon. Big goings on here, Dub. Steve Brill. This runs through 7 this morning. This is a $1-for-$1 match. A $1-for-$1 match.
So $1 donated is $2, or $100 is $200, et cetera, et cetera.
See, you're back from vacation. You're well rested. We're not getting anything past you this morning.
That's right.
Okay, give the number because I want to make sure these phones are in order.
248-528-0760. And right up until 7 this morning, $5,000 donated as a match by a friend of the Radiothon, Steve Brill. Thank you, Steve. So make your $100 donation. That equals $200 to help feed so many people in need. The only meal they may get is the meal they get from the Bed and Bread Club truck that comes around. Steve, find out how those folks are doing and how anxious they are to get phone calls.
All right, let's go over this young lady here. A lot of energy. Oh, now she's putting on the headgear to make it look like she's busy. What's your name, please?
Emmy.
Emmy, thank you very much for being here. And we are looking for these phones to start ringing. And I think, don't make me get my work belt on here, because did I hear one?
Not yet.
Oh.
All right.
We got to get the phones ringing, too. Are they? Did anyone check? Remember one year we checked and the phones weren't working, and that's why we didn't hear any phones coming in. 248-528-0760. Kellyanne Nagy has already called in to make a donation from Charlotte, North Carolina, I think is where she is. So you would think that somebody somewhere is able to get these calls at 248-528-0760.
Yes, and that is in fact happening, Dub. So the calls are going to another center at the moment.
Aha.
That's why you're not hearing the ringing here, but you are getting phone calls.
Good.
Please.
We were getting nervous here.
Yeah.
No one was more nervous than Major Russ Sjogren
Definitely.
of the Salvation Army. And tell us a little bit about your bed and bread story, about the driver experience. And
it was a phenomenal experience here. As one of our drivers pulled the bed and bread truck to a designated stop on our routes, he noticed that there was an older gentleman walking through the snow, and at that time we had plenty of snow, if you recall. And he was wearing an old pair of duct-taped sneakers, and he couldn't help but notice the worn condition of the shoes when he handed him his meal. And so in addition to offering him the food, which was his only meal of that day, one of our volunteers took the brand new shoes off of his own feet and handed them to the shocked man. And of course that demonstrates the love of Jesus by giving unselfishly, by showing compassion toward others. And so, it's the meal, it's even the shoes off your feet.
you know what, folks, you got it easy, because we haven't yet asked for the shoes off your feet. We might get to that, but right now all we're asking is for a little money. Give up that extra coffee stop on the way or whatever it might be. And when you give the money to feed 10 people for nearly a month at $240 or $20 a month, you're going to be helping in a very, very big way. And we have a personal thermos as our thank you. If you're watching at WJR.com or maybe salmish.com as well, you'll see it's a beautiful leather-wrapped thermos. It has the Salvation Army shield on it. It's got the Radiothon information and our famed WJR logo. This is really a wonderful thing to have, and we want you to have it by making that $20 a month donation. Whatever you can give, please do so now at 248-528-0760, 248-528-0760, or text BREAD to 91999, 91999. Steve Brill has a $5,000 match going right now. Make your money go twice as far. 643 WJR.
What does it mean to be different? These days, everything looks and feels exactly the same. Take banking. Auto loans, home loans, they're really all the same. Wouldn't it be great if one bank stood out, embraced its differences, and celebrated what made it unique?